guy alone inside. He's got the breakaway with the touch to the right. Goal! Everything you wanted from this debut. It's Brandon By. Taking a shot with the left. Goal! Isaac Frank from 25 yards out. The equalizer. Will Kidd with the touch of the goal. It's a go-ahead goal. Minneapolis City.
This is the People's Pitch Podcast, the official podcast of your Minneapolis City Soccer Club, brought to you by Summit Brewing Company.
Yar, mateys. This be the People's Pitch Podcast, the official podcast of Minneapolis City Soccer Club. As always, I would be Nate, and this scurvy dog goes by the name of John Bisworm. John, what is going down on your poop deck?
Oh, Nate. Things have been busy, man, on the soccer front for me.
Yeah.
I've been trying to catch we talked recruiting last week. I've been trying to catch as much soccer as possible as the college boys seasons are winding down. So if you need me for the next 2-3 weeks, I will be in a bunker with an internet connection streaming matches.
Some Luther kids are looking good. Will Kidd has been looking especially good.
Yeah, leading the Mayak in goals.
Yeah. Very, very different player this year, and we can only attribute that to Minneapolis City, of course. John, make sure when you're in your bunker, you stock up on canned goods and bottled water and all sorts of moonshine. We have a fantastic show for the folks this week. We have hit in the mailbag. We got another email, and it is not from our unofficial content creator. It is someone new, so that'll be exciting. Coming up here this weekend, there is this 50K to the Midway thing going on, and as our cousins will take on the entire galaxy. The whole galaxy is coming.
The whole galaxy. The Guardians of the galaxy.
And we're also really excited to welcome a very special guest joining us all the way from Boulder, Colorado, as we bring on one of the good ones in amateur soccer, the owner of Harpos FC, Johnny Freeston. That'll be really cool. But first, let's get to that mailbag. We have a new contributor, and his name is Jake Mercer. He's a longtime listener, first-time emailer, all the way from Toledo, Ohio. Jake writes, I was interested in learning more about the Minneapolis City membership program. Do you have a count of how many members there were in 2018? Is there a way that you can track to see if those memberships are being used, aka are they providing butts in the seats, or are there a lot of members who support the cause from afar? I see that the membership gives people the potential to be on the board, but does that lead to higher member engagement on its own? That's a good question. Any potential new benefits for 2019 outside the scarf design? A lot of questions there, Jake, to break down, and John will do that here. Thanks for signing off. He says, hope to hear another pod real soon. Always enjoy to hear what Minneapolis City is up to. Yeah, that's right, Jake. Everyone should enjoy to hear what Minneapolis City is up to. Thank you so much for the email.
I mean, it's coming from all the way out in Ohio.
Yeah, we got to answer it.
Yeah, so we got reach, man.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Well, Jake, first off, thank you so much for being part of the show. To answer your first question, yes, we do have a count of memberships from 2018. There were roughly 225 members that were paying members, and 50 of which of those were from out of town, which is roughly about 30% higher of an increase than we had in 2017. We did, however, see our average off the street traffic dip because of the move from Osseo last year to our home in Minneapolis at Augsburg, where we saw that number much larger. So it's easy for us to say that this year our members were the ones that were doing the heavy lifting from butts in the seats, so we can track that. But moving into a location that's more centralized for folks in the city, we have less of a hard time tracking if all of those people are showing up. So with the street traffic. So hopefully that answered your question. There's also, to your second point, there's also quite a few folks that, like we mentioned, with 50 of them, buying memberships from afar, and those members actually donate their game tickets for use for our charity events. So they go to really good hands, with almost all of them going to kids who participate in the camps and programs. You know, we're out and about in the YMCA's and Big Brothers Big Sisters program, with our players volunteering throughout the summer. So majority of those tickets go to those kids or those teams we're working with. From a board perspective, the highest honor as a board member that can be attained is, excuse me, to be president of the board. And that's an elected position, and one that us as founders work extensively with on all important decision making as a club. And as of right now, to your last point, we are kicking around some ideas that are new for being a member. Now that we have the club shop, we can actually do a little bit more for members. But those are all in concept mode. So keep an eye out and an ear out for those that come down the channels real soon. Clearly, you're probably not going to be taking advantage of all of them if you're a member in Ohio. But if you do become a member, really encourage it, because you not only become part of the club, but you also get the perks of spreading soccer to some of the kids that maybe are a little less fortunate and couldn't afford a game ticket, or they haven't been exposed to soccer at our level. So really think you should do that if you're not already, Jake. But thank you again.
Yeah, one of the things, John, that I like as a member is the little sneak peek that you get into things that the club is planning via voting. Because sometimes, every once in a while, a couple times, 3 times a year, we'll get an email that's like, hey, the club is thinking of doing this. Do you agree with it? Mm-hmm. And I remember like that's what happened the first year with the U23 team too. The club is thinking of doing this, but that means blah. Do you agree with it? And I feel like it got voted down until we were most ready to do it, right? Or like
it did, yeah.
Yep. Or like the club is thinking about a new kit. Which kit do you choose? And then we end up making them all anyway. Or choosing the new scarf. Classic us. But that's the kind of cool thing is you get these little glimpses into what's going to happen in the next season with Minneapolis City, and you get a little bit of a voice in forging the destiny of the team, which I like a lot.
You totally do, yeah. I think we what do we say in our closing? Be part of the club that loves to give back. So be part of the club that loves to give back, man.
Yeah.
It's important. But thank you again, Jake. We really appreciate
you do want to get into soccer Valhalla, don't you, Jake?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was looking for. Jake.
Yep,
thank you. Thank you for that.
Potentially time to give, Jake.
No, we really appreciate it, Jake. As we note, always we appreciate all questions, comments, and concerns. And Bryn's been doing a lot of the heavy lifting. His back's getting a little tired. So, folks, reach out just like Jake did. We'll give you the rundown at the end of the show on how you can do so. But Nate, we talked about it in the opening. This 50K to Midway. Our cousins across town, Minnesota United, have been making a push for their last home match before they move into their new soccer mecca, or their palace next year, that is the Allianz Arena, to break a record for a single game regular season attendance in Minnesota by putting 50,000 butts in seats. Mm-hmm. I think it's a cool idea. It's fun. It gives the game like that party atmosphere that would very much so if you stop by the club shop and you met up with any of the old Kicks members. Definitely a party going on every day when they laced up.
Yeah.
So I like it for those reasons. I also like it because it prompts maybe the casual fan to join in on the fun, and maybe get bit by that soccer bug, Nate, that may get them interested in the team or soccer in general moving forward. And what we've seen in the past for us is that folks who maybe not given the opportunity to grow up with the game, but they found it later in life, have attached themselves to what we're doing. So I think events like this in our city help people get exposure to soccer, and there's got to be a trickle-down effect to what we do. I mean,
not only that, but they're basically giving these tickets away, and so that means like a lot of kids from community centers across Minneapolis and St. Paul are going, you know, with their coaches and things like that. And it's kind of one of those things where these kids probably wouldn't have the opportunity to go see a Minnesota United game in the future, especially when it's at Allianz. So it's really cool to get them in, get that huge environment, see what it would be like to play in front of, 50,000 people and really kind of get that bug going for the kids too.
Right, exactly. It also gives the game a much needed level of meaning since the team really has nothing to play for since being knocked out of the playoffs some time ago.
True.
And a big and, capital letters, it gives the man, the myth, the legend, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, the chance to do something wild in front of a lot of people. So, I don't know, maybe he'll take his clothes off and run around, or maybe he'll wear a dress like Dennis Rodman did. I don't know. Whatever he's going to do, he himself is worth the price of admission on his own. And he has confirmed, I know he doesn't really make away trips to play on turf.
Yeah.
Even the shitty turf at TCF. But he did say that he will be making the trip, and in very Zlatan fashion, he released the following statement today, and these are his words in quotes: "I owe them to come. Obviously, they don't have this crowd every home game, so I'm sure they are not coming for Minnesota. So I come, I make them enjoy." And
only Zlatan can help the poor, bored fans of Minnesota.
And that is why I love that guy.
I make them enjoy.
I know, right? And you have to hear it in his voice when we say it.
Yep.
But that is why I absolutely love this guy. Not only is he a great player, like once in a generation type player, he is a once in a generation type just individual. And I don't know, Nate, what are your thoughts on the whole thing?
Yeah, man. Zlatan is the king of soccer shade. I didn't know he was such a personality.
Yeah.
He was kind of quiet leading up to even the 2014 World Cup. Obviously, he did not play for Sweden in this latest World Cup, so we haven't seen a lot of him. And he's been kind of bouncing around, injured at Man U, coming to LA. We don't get a lot of LA coverage here, so it's gonna be great to see him. I'm really excited. Hopefully he does something amazing, and I hope he gives us some really good sound bites while he's here.
Can you top that one?
No, that's so good. Just like before you even get there, it's just a total fuck you to the team.
I remember when he signed for LA. He took out a full-page ad in the LA Times and said, "You're welcome."
Basically said, "You're welcome." Yeah. So I think the reputation of our turf has unfortunately kept away more than a few of the MLS's stars. So this is going to be a special treat, John. Are you going to go to the game?
I'm not thinking about it. There's a few individuals connected to the U.S. soccer world that I kind of have some relationships with that are coming in town for the game, and I with the family at 4:00 on a Sunday, it's kind of tough, but I'm gonna maybe try. I don't know.
You want to go to the game with me, John?
I mean, I might.
Yeah.
I might if the offer's there. I'll definitely think about it.
I can get you in the door, then you can ditch me and go talk to all your soccer VIPs that you want.
No way, man! You're coming along for the ride. That's how I roll.
Nice.
That's how I roll. I never forget the little guy.
Well, either way, I'm excited to see Zlatan. It's gonna be a good Sunday, even though I'm not excited to deal with 50,000 people converging on on TCF Bank Stadium.
It'll end up being like 11,000.
It doesn't feel like it's a fair record, to be like, well, we're gonna break the record. You're like, it's fake. Like, you think the Kicks were giving away tickets like that? Like, hey, come on, we've got a record to break. No, they were just like, people were really actually interested in seeing them.
Yeah, so maybe we'll get 7. How much does TCF fit? Maybe do a little
it's got to be something like 60 to
right.
70.
All right, well, give us a second here, folks. Let's see if we can't find the capacity. With a quick Google search. Hang on here. 50,805.
Oh, so we're packing it to the gills.
Yeah, standing room only, folks. So I bet you if I had a dog in the hunt here, I bet you that there will be 51,000 announced, and they'll count the standing room folks.
Yeah, probably.
But it may look like there's only 13 there.
13 people? 13,000.
Yes. I mean, U.S. Bank holds almost 67,000, so that record could definitely be broken.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But anyways, 50K to Midway.
We'll be there.
It's got a good marketing ring to it, so good luck.
You know it's going to be successful.
So a few weeks back, I had the opportunity to sit down and crush a few beers with this week's guest, and honestly, I really wish I would have just hit record and let everyone enjoy the conversation that we had at that time as much as I did, but the next best thing that we can offer is a fresh rap session with the man at the helm of one of the most successful and just all-around awesome amateur soccer sides in America. We are pleased to welcome from Harpos FC, Mr. Johnny Freeston. Johnny, thanks for linking back up with us, man, and agreeing to come on the show this week. How are things out west?
Oh yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, everything is excellent, man. We had an amazing trip to Minneapolis, including some quality time at the club shop with you and Dan in a number of Oktoberfests.
I believe all the Oktoberfests.
Dude, we put that down. But no, man, life is good on all fronts. Family, work, and play. I can't complain at all.
Awesome. So before we start, is this the first podcast you've been on?
No, actually, I think I've done probably 15 or 20.
Yeah, John, guy like him. This isn't the first. We're not his first roller coaster ride, man.
Right.
This is a softball to give you some street cred with the podcasters. So
It's been around the block.
Yeah, I've been around the block.
Oh, yeah, man. No, it's good. I have to give a shout out to our old friends. They were called Flakoglost.
Yeah,
did you know them?
Yeah, I'm pretty good friends with Todd. Yeah.
They're here in Denver, and that was just all like pouring one out when they left. But we used to do a lot of work with them.
Yeah, John, didn't that guy come by here a couple times? And I think we had him on the show for a second when I was
from
sick.
Here. Yeah, he's from here. So he, I've been on a couple times with them, and so has Dan. And then when they shut up the shop, we had him come on when you were out sick. Yeah, he was our guest host.
Cool. So Johnny, of Harpos FC, your team kind of bucks the system in that you guys went with a non-geographical name. What is the story behind the Harpos name?
That's a good question, man. Well, yeah, I mean, honestly, it's as grassroots as it comes and as Sunday League as it gets. Harpos Sports Bar and Grill was around basically in Boulder for years, and before that it was called the Barrel House. And so when I surfed around different teams in the City of Boulder leagues, I ended up joining the team, the Barrel House, and then became Harpos. And so as time and players and culture, kind of carried on, eventually we decided to keep the name. And unfortunately last year it was a doozy. We lost the bar. The bar closed.
Oh.
So that was like a serious sucker punch. I got a call in the morning and I had to come pick up like the 25 trophies, and it was like literally we just like threw down, had some beers, drank some whiskey, smoked a little bit of weed, and then we called it a day. I didn't go to work that day, obviously. And so we decided to keep the name Harpos. So the big thing that changed for us from the beginning of Open Cup runs in like 15 till now is that we literally used their logo. That was what people knew us as. Mm-hmm. And so it had an apostrophe in it. So over time, I crowdsourced, ended up working with Custom FC out of the UK. They won the bid, so to speak, and we crowdsourced for a formal badge. And so then we took the apostrophe out. They made a badge that was based on, Colorado, the mountains, the lifestyle, our motto.
Yeah.
Brothers Character Excellence. And so we're officially Harpos FC. And the only other Harpos that I know of and that we've done in the research is Oprah Winfrey's publishing company. It's called Harpos.
That's, I suppose, yeah.
So, if she wants to come battle, I'd rather have a
come at us,
conversation.
Oprah.
But yeah, let's go. It would make for an amazing conversation over some vino, right? So I'm like,
for sure.
all right, well, But that's it. So we've stuck with Harpos FC, and we've had some interesting feedback. Like to your point, like why not Boulder United or Colorado Cougars, or I always like Boulder Blaze. I always thought that was like a hilarious name. And we had wildfires, so it was a little tacky, but I was like, whatever, dude, Boulder Blaze. I mean, it just, everyone, it's synonymous with Colorado and all this. And honestly,
we're blazing as a way of life, man.
it's there, and I'm a deadhead, so it's par for the course. But, amazingly enough, when we did the crowdsource piece, we had 20 different graphic designers across the world really reach out and reply and say they wanted to throw bids in. And we whittled it down, but I also talked to advertising, branding, marketing firms, and all of them told us to keep Harpos.
Yeah, I mean, it's super unique, and it separates you, like I said, from any other soccer team that just appears in America, just like Minneapolis City did, where you're like, where are we? We're Minneapolis. That's our name.
Dude, I love it, though. And I love the logo, like the first one that was kind of like in the hexagonal, or not hexagonal sign, but like the diamond shape, and then it had like just the letters, and I'm like, this is clever though. The way you did it, the colors, like the font, it was super smart, and it screamed like hipster city, and I was like, this is cool.
I agree. So you guys have been around for a while. Have you kind of always kept the same field then? Like, have you had the same home field the whole time? And has that kind of helped build your name around the Boulder area?
Yeah, I mean, I think, it started off as a playing Sunday League, and it's literally called the City of Boulder League. And hey, they had Pro Rel, believe it or not.
What?
And
just like John's amateur Sunday League.
Yep.
Yeah, right. For the different teams up there, like Stegman. So no, I mean, it was cool. So there are a couple divisions, and so yeah, I mean, we played at what's called the Pleasant View Soccer Complex. It's actually this gorgeous 10-field grass complex that looks up at the Flatirons, which is kind of the symbol of Boulder. It's the mountains that look like, reverse like ironing board irons that just literally jut up out of the earth. And so that's kind of where we made our name, bread and butter. And now we play in a league called the Colorado Premier League. We've been there for, probably 6 years now. And we played a different place, which is in between Boulder and Denver, called Broomfield. So we play on this really kind of cool open space park with 20 some odd fields and turf fields and grass fields, and so that's kind of where we've gone from Boulder to Broomfield, and for branding purposes and putting the word out, so to speak, we try to play against marquee opponents. So we'll play at college campuses. We'll play against switchbacks at their stadium, even if it's a friendly, not just an open cup. So we try to go that route.
And you, like you said, you moved 6 some years ago. It looks like that's when the trophies really started rolling in. At least as far as your website goes back. Maybe before 2012, there's no trophies there, or you guys haven't quite remembered which ones you won. But once you guys moved to Broomfield, it was like every year 3, 4, 5 different trophies from different tournaments, from the Colorado Premier League, all that stuff. Would you attribute that to quality of the field, or just cool new location?
Well, I mean, it's definitely
is that a big part of it?
Like in terms of the league, from going to Boulder to playing the CPL.
Yeah.
There's more quality teams and all that. The fields, honestly, Pleasant View is a pretty sick complex, man. So I would take, 1 or 2 of those grass fields over things at Broomfield. But the trend out here compared to where I grew up in Pennsylvania is turf. It's all about the field turf. So when it gets cooler, or if we have a bigger game against a bigger rival, we'll play on the large championship turf field, as they call it, at Broomfield. So that's cool.
That's nice.
Yeah, but title wise and all that, when we were in Boulder, I was still playing a ton. Yeah, guys got to the end of their tenure, so to speak, and they were anywhere from 33 to 38, 39, and they're having kids, and they didn't want to go and play. There wasn't an over 35 league or over 40, so they kind of culled it, and then I rebuilt the team and built the club really, with a couple core guys from CU Boulder, the college, and then that's when we started to become more of an actual team, and then more of a club, and said, well, let's test ourselves, and and luckily enough, we won.
Yeah. So you guys compete, like you mentioned, in the Colorado Premier League. And the existence of which, like the fact that that exists implies to me that there is just a super solid soccer environment out there nestled amongst the Rockies. Tell us a little bit about what the soccer scene is like in Colorado.
Yeah, sure. It's disjointed. You know, like in terms of structure, that's the one thing that kind of stands out to me. But the one thing I didn't realize until someone said it, even on Twitter, like maybe 3 months ago, was that we truly get to play like year round, even though we have winter weather. You know, a lot of places, even where like I grew up, it's like college. They either do a fall or a spring season, you know, for men's or women's like college ball. Like they don't do both, right?
Yep.
And so we do both. Like we play fall league is August until Thanksgiving. And then we used to do the semi-pro indoor, the PASL, which is now the MASL2. And so you could play, aside from the holidays, play that from December until March. And then we would go right into spring season from like spring break until July. So for a couple of years there, we were playing year round and playing, God, with indoor, 50, 75, 100 games.
Wow.
Of all types and trainings. So it was insane. Yeah.
That's amazing. And it's one of those things where how many teams are in the Colorado Premier League?
Right now there's 10.
Okay.
So there's 10 in the first division. I think there's 10 in the second division. They have an over 30 league, and then they have an over 40, and I think they even have like over, it's random, but I think they have like an over 48.
Well, yeah, man.
You know, which you know, I could probably almost qualify for. I'm 41 now, so I'm like,
Man, those 2 years make a difference, though. 48 to 50.
I'm telling you. Well, even 30 to 35, you know, you see different sorts out there, if you will. So it's interesting, but it's a good level. And then you know what I think is really cool is that, you know, between like us, FC Denver, who is a rival, we're playing an Open Cup this coming weekend. Our tribal from other league, and then also CPL, they're on hiatus right now. They're called Azteca FC. Like they really helped, you know, raise the bar. Like we might have got the initial recognition, but then they came in and pushed us, and you know, especially Azteca, they gave us some fits. They bring in players, and you know, they beat us a couple times, and that was hard for us. And you know, we always persevere. But what was excellent about that is that these teams live in CPL, but then it spawned a whole UPSL league that wanted to break off and do their own thing because they had their own vision.
Yeah.
And then there's also Soccer Latina, which has like 10 or 20 teams, and then depending on which geographic kind of city town you go to, up and down what we call the Front Range, I-25. I mean, there's probably between Pueblo, which is down near New Mexico, to Colorado Springs, to Denver, to Boulder, to Fort Collins and Greeley, and then towards Vail in the mountains. I'd say there's at least 100 competitive teams.
Wow.
Nice.
And we sit in the top 10, right? And we usually win the top league. But like, it's for real. It's way different than I ever envisioned it, but I think it's grown tremendously, especially the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, that would be... John, could you imagine if there was 100 truly competitive teams that were playing each other constantly and just in Minnesota?
I mean, we have probably about 20.
Yeah.
But there's over 600 men's soccer teams in Minnesota.
Right.
It's just a matter of where the talent bubbles up to. But yeah, if we had that many competitive, we wouldn't have to play in the MPSL.
Right on.
Yeah, I mean, and when I say that, I think, John, that's actually a really good like contextual point. Is like, yeah, I mean, you're saying 600, we say 100, but like, yeah, I mean, it's crazy between the leagues and the tournaments, and then you know, the one-off type things. You see a lot of that, or tournaments that don't get enough recognition. In some ways, like we played this Copa Alianza tournament, which is technically, they label themselves as the largest Hispanic tournament in the country, and you know, bring scouts, kids get scholarships, they get looked at if they wouldn't before. Like,
really,
there's some serious talent. I mean, we played when we made it to nationals in 2017. When we went out there to play, all those teams were all pros. Like when we played Brishna from New York City, that was like they had guys from the Afghani national team. All USL pros, second division or indoor pro Mexican players, MASL indoor players. Like, it's funny. Like, if you want to kind of peel back the onion and really go looking, like there's a lot of quality ball out there and it gets overlooked. And so we decided to kind of to dive in head first and see where we stood. And it was a good challenge.
Yeah.
So we're sponsored by a brewery, but you best us in your your sponsorship for your club. Tell us a little bit about your breakup with your former sponsor and how you got hooked up with Oscar Blues.
Oh, Oscar Blues is so trendy.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's this is a club shop conversation. So
Yeah,
we'll
well,
pick up
yeah.
where we left off. I didn't
that's
forget
why it's on
everything that
here.
night. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
forget everything that night. No, man, it was awesome. Basically, I'm Colombian, adopted gringo. It's a long story, but basically a gal I worked with who's native, she's Colombian, became really good friends. Her husband ended up working for our former sponsor, Avery Brewing, who I think makes like absolutely incredible beer, like portfolio wise,
So amazing.
like
Yeah, really good.
lights out. Like, you know, they're up there with, you know, people know regionally, they'll know Bell's, or here there's an up and coming one called Weldworks, or Dogfish Head back east, you know, like grew up with that. Like they're Stone IPA, like they're at that level. They make some stuff. But anyway, friend to friend, got connected, worked with their marketing team, built relationship, sponsorship, money, tons of beer, probably more beer than they wanted us to disclose. I feel like we kind of broke up when we said how much free beer they gave us because it was insane, but we drank all of it. Yeah, it was awesome, man. I mean, I think our Wikipedia page, which I've never touched and which none of our guys have touched, had the Avery symbol on the front of it for 3 years. You know, I mean, that tells you everything you need to know. But all good things come to an end, and there's always a next chapter, right? And you know, we were always dating, but we were never married per se. And so, you know, they wanted to go a different route, and it kind of surprised us, but we appreciated the candor, and you know, they focused on the passions of their management team, which are cycling and skiing and biking and climbing. And so, you know, soccer was a little erroneous to that. And we had a good 5-6 year run. So then, you know, we were a little bit in purgatory. Like, well, what are we going to do? We weren't planning on that. Like, all of our guys were Avery people, you know? But, and all of our wags and families and dogs and you know,
Dogs.
everyone was kitted out, like dog collars, leashes, bowl. I mean, it was insane. We were literally like, I mean, I still feel in some ways I'm like a de facto employee. But we searched around. We looked at our options. New Belgium is already in bed with other folks here in Colorado. We wanted big beer. We wanted good beer. But we also wanted the brand. We wanted the presence. We wanted to be able to collaborate and learn from a business and a partner. Odell, which I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with or not.
Yep.
They sponsor the Rapids. So they literally have bars at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. And you know, so they're taken. And when we looked around, I live in Longmont, and that's the, you know, international anti-corporate headquarters, as they put it, for Oscar Blues. And I'm a sales guy, and, you know, I basically reached out and, you know, had some quick conversations and emails, and they were receptive, which I thought was really cool because they have other interests too, like mountain biking. They sponsor a NASCAR team. They do other things like that, a lot of community-based stuff. But they're aggressive. You know, they're aggressive in how they market with the drinking and even, you know, cannabis and whatever else. It's pretty funny actually. And they're like, bullshit pub team, like you're perfect. You're perfect for us. And I was like, let's go, dude. It's fucking awesome. So
Make it happen.
we put together a little formal agreement, and you know, money and gear and all these other things and events, and obviously we want to hype them in return, and they have multiple brands too. So that was earlier this year, and it's been, you know, for us, it's still a burgeoning relationship. Honestly, it's still something we're building and developing together. So enjoying it.
What
Yeah,
is it
for sure.
about breweries that it feels like they are uniquely like attuned to the like the culture of sponsoring a soccer team, right?
Well, I think-
like it feels like that relationship is usually a good one.
I think it goes kind of to like a tribal perspective, to be honest, because if you think about soccer fans, like you join your tribe with whatever team you're on, or the town you're in, or you know, the badge you like, the colors of the team, whatever it may be that draws you into it, a player or a manager, and then you totally go all in behind it. So, and then with breweries, you know, everyone has a favorite beer. You kind of lock on to the breweries that have the thing that kind of tickles your taste buds. So I think that draws a really good connection to the two.
Yeah, I mean, I'd agree. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, and obviously I mentioned my age already, but like I'm a Man United fan, so we always had Sharp, and electronic sponsors. But I distinctly remember Gianluca Vialli wearing a Coors-sponsored Chelsea jersey. And I distinctly remember, Liverpool being Carlsberg, and, you would see these different beer things, like, that were global then. And then when we got here, it was like, well, dude, we like to drink. Like, we like to go, we're sponsored by a pub. Like, they have all these beers in the bar. Like, Colorado started to grow for craft beer. So it was like a no-brainer. It was like, shame on us if we don't.
Yeah.
Right.
If you want to wear a sponsor in your shirt and you're a lower level team, you have the luxury of making sure that sponsor reflects the personality of your club, right? Like, whereas, like, if you're owned by someone from the United Arab Emirates, you're gonna just wear Emirates in your kit, and you can't.
Yeah.
And that's too bad, right? But like, you guys get the chance,
And
to
you fly first class,
right? Pretty much. But you guys get the chance to pick and choose, and just that's kind of something that's unique to lower level soccer, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, I think they get it. Like, for us in Colorado, like, it's like a hashtag too, right? It's like work hard, play hard, or like work-life balance. And I think Oscar Blues is like, I mean, dude, there's not a better example probably in America. I mean, this guy comes from Alabama, like, with nothing, opens a bar, decides to put live music in a town of like a couple hundred people. It takes off, and then he gets the revolutionary idea, literally, to put craft beer, which was still completely nouveau at the time, in a can. And everyone's like, what are you talking about? Like, basically, why are you drinking alcohol, like, in public during Prohibition? Like, you're going to get arrested. And he was like, fuck off, literally. And there you go. And it's changed the world. And so he made a fortune off of it. An amazing entrepreneur, Dale, and Dale's Pale Ale.
Yep.
And everyone's copied it. Everyone wants to be it. And he's literally living the dream. I ran into him 2 weeks ago at the Tasty Weasel Tap Room. We talked for a minute, and it was just like mind blown, I mean, the Bill Gates of beer, the Steve Jobs of beer, like, unbelievable. So yeah, we're proud to be associated with him, man.
What do you think the key to longevity is as a lower league soccer organization? Because you guys have been around since probably I graduated high school, right? 1997 or something like that.
Dude, I was rocking and rolling in '97. I was my taking names.
Yep.
Hanging out with chicks.
I swear to God, I was hanging out with chicks.
Just doing it. Just
Driving a Camaro with the top down.
Oh no! There was no open hairy chest gold medallions. It was good. It was a good time. But no, I mean, I think for us, it's easy. It's passion. I mean, no doubt. Like, yeah, perseverance, fiscal responsibility, if you want to consider that kind of stuff. But no, it's passion.
Yeah.
I mean, the reason everyone's involved, whether it's City, Detroit City, our friends are there. Any club that just comes out of nowhere, like that Runham FC out of Philly that has DeVito like on the front of their shirt, like
what?
Bear fight, like passion. Like, if you're not passionate about, not really just football, soccer as a sport, but really what it does, like we were talking about, like the brewery, like, the tribe, like the tribal mentality, like bringing people together, making people better, getting connected, building lifelong relationships, helping each other out, being mentors. For me and for us, the guys know it. Like, it's all about, we're creating leaders. Like, that's one of our hashtags is winning in life. Like, we're creating leaders. We're not just developing or looking to push on soccer players. It's about winning in life. And I think that's a big part of it, because as a fraternal type organization, in my mind, as soccer players at any level, it's a 4-year cycle. And so, we have different guys come and go through the frat, so to speak. And, the passion is what keeps them and us going to continue to be consistent and to try to be more successful on and off the field every year.
So, speaking of passion, regionally, there's no organization that's much more passionate and has the longevity that the Bavarians do, of course, out of Milwaukee, John's old club. And you guys are a lot like the Bavarians in that you don't really give a fuck where you are in the soccer pyramid, as long as you're doing it the way that you feel you're doing it right. and you're gonna play anyone that wants to bring it. And I think that's kind of a cool attitude, because if I read this right, your website says that you have played against the Mexican men's national team. Is that true?
Yeah, it's super true, man.
It's super true. How the fuck did you pull that off?
So
How did you get the Mexican men's national team to come up to Boulder, Colorado, and play you guys?
well,
It's pale ale, man.
It's it's all the beer.
It's a
all the
pale
beer.
ale. Offline before they were randomly CONCACAF tested, we gave them some edibles. No, it's like for real. It was basically CU Boulder, so University of Colorado Boulder, built like a $40 million athletic complex. It's state of the art. Like it's better than what the Rapids have, in my opinion. It's better than what Air Force has. So that's kind of like the top 3 here in Colorado. And
Yeah.
so because of that, and because of they have a women's program, it's Title IX. There's club soccer for men, and then D1 for women's. But everything is just tippy top. And so the Gold Cup, the games came through here, and one of our friends, who's the assistant head coach at CU Boulder, his name is Jason Green. He's a total bro, as we say, and he's like, listen, man, I'm gonna have some men's national teams coming through here and like training and doing all of their work at CU. Like, you potentially be interested in scrimmaging, and other teams were involved too, right? Other local sides.
Yep.
But we were like, yeah. So, long story short, calls us and says, hey, can you play TNT, Trinidad and Tobago, like the day before? And I was like, we want to. I'm like, but there's no way. Like, all my guys were gone. I was like, there's no way we can do it. And I just cringed. I was literally like crying inside. Like,
Yeah, like that was it. That was the
we
chance.
yeah, that's it. I'm done. I got voted off the island, and you're just like, ah. But it's like, okay. So then, sure enough, I said, listen, if you give me 24 hours notice, tops, tippy tops in a time frame, we'll try to do it. So sure enough, we train only on Wednesday nights, and he pinged me Wednesday at like noon and said, hey, can you be here at 9 a.m. on the Prenup field, the $100,000 amazing, the best field in Colorado. It's better than Dick's, it's better than Rapids. Can you be here at like 9 a.m. to play Mexico? They're getting ready to play Curacao in the Gold Cup. They need a prep with Juan Carlos Osorio, who's a fellow Colombian. I was like, fuck yeah, we're in. And but it was cool, man. So we showed up, and we didn't bring like our starting 11. We brought like 18 dudes, and we brought veterans and guys who've been with us forever. And we just said, hey, we're here at your disposal. What would you like us to do? What's the scenario? How do you want to go about this? And we had to sign all the CONCACAF waiver forms. Pretty funny. We're literally rolling in, and everyone took off work, and knowing that we're going to go to the bar afterwards and just totally have a great day together. Like, and they come in on the bus, and they're like, okay, and so it was kind of mind-boggling.
As a
in some
team,
ways,
that's
'cause-
just got to be like a great soccer day. Like, it sounds like you guys are all, like you said, the brotherhood is real. To be able to roll up and experience that together had to have been truly amazing.
What really made me happy was to see the look on the guys' faces, especially the guys that play for us who are Mexican. Like, it was literally a dream come true for them. Like, out of the blue, they got the call from me. They're like, oh my God, are you kidding, Johnny? Like, are you kidding? And I was like, no, dude, this is for real. Like, Eggy, you got to be here tomorrow at 9. Like, it's time to go. We're coming out to, to ball out. Like, let's go.
I can't imagine.
That was amazing. I mean, they're basically in tears. And so it was a structured scrimmage. Juan Carlos Osorio, I just call him like JCO. He knew what he wanted. So, people took pictures. We signed the forms. It was very formal. He says, no autographs, none of this until the end. It's going to be very controlled and managed during the scrimmage. I want to stop this. I want to do whatever. I said, listen, man, we'll do whatever you need to do. But like, my guys can play, but like, obviously we haven't played a national team before. So let's see how it goes. And it's kind of crazy. And I'm not going to name the team name. I don't want to be disrespectful, but a couple of days before, they needed a game. They brought in a local Mexican side to play. And I guess they were only out there for like 2 minutes, and Juan Carlos Osorio kicked him off the field and told him to rest.
What?
He just said, this is a waste of our time. Get out. You're not good enough. And so it was actually 60 seconds. It was a minute. And so we were told that by the CU coaches, and they said, like, basically, represent, don't embarrass yourselves, like, keep it real. I'm like, okay. And so that was like our pregame huddle. I was like, listen, like, it was like 8 seconds on the bull. I was like, you guys better make it past 60 seconds, or I don't know what. You're all going to pay me fucking money and give me weed and give me beer, because you're never going to live it down. Like, go show them what we got. And we played them for 60 minutes, and they beat us 2-1. And It was one of the best football experiences on and off the field that I've ever had, and surely the same for the squad.
Wow.
So do you find that from a like you know that I'm kind of our club's recruiter of talent, but do you find that from a recruitment perspective, things like that match on top of the on-field success you've had in your league and in cups as the years have gotten on gets you the top talent in the area, or do you kind of have a honeypot that you can kind of just dip in whenever you need to fill a hole?
I think we have like a multifaceted approach to recruiting, like you and I were speaking about before at the shop. But I think the most powerful thing is word of mouth. So referrals through our own guys, and then friends and friends of friends. But yeah, something like that's huge, right? Because we can post pictures and share, and then everyone else hears within the basically in the local scene, dude. Harpos just played Mexico. That's crazy. Like, how'd that happen, and like, how did they do? Like, and then the other team, didn't work out for them so well, or whatever. And so there's a lot of word of mouth. We aren't really in the business, and it's not our style to go and recruit players from other teams. But I will say candidly that other players from other teams reach out to us relatively avidly.
Oh, John, you know what that's like.
Yeah, we find the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, not all the time, like here and there, but it's always interesting. And sometimes it's guys I know, and you never expect it, and they're like, "Hey, man, can you like keep this on the DL? Like, I got your number from a friend. Like, can I come train? Like, I see what's going on. I want to be a part of it, or at least try to be a part of it." And so to me, that's we're flattered. I think it just even if we always say win or learn, but let's say lose. If we lose a game, regardless who the team is, like we still usually get told through the grapevine or after the match, like, "Hey, we still respect you guys. It was great to play you guys." But we feel the same way too. Like we don't look down at anyone. Like every game is a battle, and so it's a good balance with that, right? In terms of recruiting and bringing guys in that we want, and then also diamonds in the rough come out of nowhere. It's a long-winded answer, but this is a perfect example. We really needed a guy up top who could be not really a number 9, like hold and distribute and all that kind of stuff, but we needed a finisher. And I recruited this kid he's a talent. His name's Trevor Amon, and he played at Colorado School of Mines. And
Mines!
Really good D2 school. They're always in the top 20, if not top 10. One of our guys is assistant coach there. So I saw his CV, watched him play last year, and I thought, man, we need this guy. But is he really going to come play for us this summer? No way. He should play NPSL or PDL. Sure enough, after we played Detroit City, he signs with Detroit City. And I'm like, wow, that's cool. Good for him. He had a good run, all this other stuff. So comes back to us, find out through the grapevine. Guess what? He's leaving School of Mines. He's looking to transfer. He needs somewhere to play this fall. He texts me. I didn't even text him. And boom, he's on our Open Cup squad, and he's our number 9. And he's
Nice.
Fucking good, So sometimes it's happenstance, like
Right.
And other times we go get it.
Yeah.
So it's a good balance.
We ran into that last summer with Brandon Bai, who is a top 5 NPSL draft pick who gets my information and texts me that he's in town for an internship for the summer at General Mills, and he needs a place to train and play Kellogg's before he goes off to back for his senior year. And it's just like, yeah, I know who you are, and yeah, you can come and play.
And now, John, what rookie of the year candidate?
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, that's excellent.
And right now, our cousins across the river, Minnesota United, are probably kicking themselves that they selected another forward instead of an outside right back like him.
Yeah, I guess probably could have used that guy when every one of our wingbacks got hurt.
Exactly.
Dude,
Johnny,
cool,
you're the Harpos official unofficial hashtag is hashtag bullshit pub team. Of course, thanks to your bar origins, right? And a lot like Minneapolis City, you seem to, I think it feels like you kind of revel in this DIY attitude, which makes winning all those trophies and playing teams like Mexico and this brotherhood that you guys have, it makes that all better, right? You are you're playing to qualify for the U.S. Open Cup right now, like you just mentioned, and in amateur soccer circles, you've got some name recognition. Does the team have any designs on moving into a league like the NPSL, or anything like that?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I mean, I think it was after like the second Open Cup run, so it was like 16, which was our last one. That's when, for me personally, and the guys on our staff, and I think even some of the veterans, are like, well, what would it take to move to the next level? Like, what would it be like if we could to join or to explore? What it would cost? You know, all those fun questions. You know, an NPSL or a PDL even, and then you know, even when as far as USL, like, dude, you know, could we find a sugar daddy and like do this? Because like I can't, you know, I can't swing that. I don't have a $10 or $20 million net worth, so. You know,
Yeah, neither does John.
Yeah.
And yet
imagine
here we
that,
are.
right? Like,
Yeah.
but no, to be honest, it turned me on to the business side of soccer because I really didn't give a shit before, and I knew it was all political and blah blah blah, and I started to study. I read all the books, Soccernomics, you know, A through Z. I looked up to Peter Wilt. You know, I did my homework, and so I connected with him and reached out to him, and he was super, just like helpful and congenial and transparent with like any questions that I had. And then that ended up becoming the early inklings in ESA. So we did an NDA with them. We met with millionaire and billionaire investors here in Colorado and outside of Colorado through his connections. We went on, you know, down the Yellow Brick Road, and you know, USL as well during the process. But it really was an ESA thing, and then that didn't feel right and didn't work out. And so I think to me, it was like, all right, well, we want to play at a higher level. What does that mean? But we're also not going to join any league, you know, just to slap a badge on and say that we were part of whatever, you know, because frankly, we don't need it. The other part of that too is when you know, mature and go and make an investment like that and join a higher level league, you know, do we retain who we are? We don't want to lose like our soul. We don't want to sell our soul. And that was what was going to happen with USL and ESA. People told us that straight up, like, yeah, whatever.
So it's
like,
got to be right time. It's got to be the right situation. Your guys are in no rush to to make this a bigger thing.
Well, definitely were, and in some ways still are. But it's you know, if you look at it as objectively as possible and strategically as possible as a business, you know, the people that are going to be part of your conference or division, part of your league, the front office, all those things. I mean, you know, I look at that with like a super, you know, crystal clear focus and say, okay, well, this all has to add up, and not just one facet of it, all of it does. Because if it doesn't add up, and that's a concern. And two, you know, the ROI piece of it, that's the hardest part of, you know, a lower level non-league or semi-pro soccer is the lifespan of these clubs, you know, or even someone like, we looked at Kitsap Pumas, right? Yeah. They're around for like 11 years, and then just after a while, they just couldn't do it. They couldn't maintain, let alone scale. And so in that regard, that's what's really kind of made us go down that Yellow Brick Road and then kind of pull back and say, you know what? It's not the right time for us. It's maybe not even us internally, like the right group. You know, we need to make sure if we do this, that we do it with the right partners. And I think that's where we're at. We need more strategic partners, investors to do it the way that we think it should be done, and not lose our identity or our soul or really kind of our community mission.
Yeah. I think in general, that's a great growth strategy for lower league soccer, right? I think we get asked a lot of questions. I think we were just asked last week, like, when are you guys going to grow your youth organization, or when are you going to add a women's team, or when are you going to add a U19 squad and all that? And it's like, whoa, slow down. Like, just because we've had a couple good years here, the team's not just going to start throwing money at, you know, making itself bigger and better.
I love when people ask those questions. It's like, who do you think's going to run that shit?
We're literally podcasting in our basement.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like, yeah, we got a club shop, but this shit doesn't grow on trees, man. I don't have time to do that. Yeah. Well, so we're relatively young as a club, and I mean, we'll get there at one point from a longevity perspective, but how has it been in recent years for you trying to transition out maybe some of the players that have brought you the success on the field and been part of that brotherhood, but age is catching up with them, or kind of life events are too much? and that young blood's coming in that's excited and you want to continue to have success in the field with them. How are you going about that transition? Asking for a friend.
I was gonna say this question feels like it's hitting a little close to home, John.
Oh, dude. No, I mean, it's really tough. I mean, to be honest, it's really hard because I feel like we have an interesting kind of structure and maybe a little bit of a different culture in the sense that, like, we don't have, and freely speaking, I don't have, 10 different people that I can rely on to do all these kind of different things. I do a lot of it, which I think, a lot of other guys who are owners or managers would raise their hands and say the same thing. So, we're all in the same boat together. And that's where the passion is immeasurable. But that's where it's also, one of my mentors that I study, read, watch since I was a kid, but even more so now is Sir Alex Ferguson, and he's the boss. And,
Who?
I think he was pretty hardcore
Yeah.
with the line that he had and how ruthless he could be. But I don't think there's ever been a manager that's cared more for his players, especially after they've gone, than him. And you see that like in the letter that's posted recently and all those other kinds of things. Like he got it, Again, he was developing people for life and staying in touch with them and treating them with respect and class, beyond the pitch, so to speak. And so that's how we are. So, but unlike him, where he has this fine line in the stand, he's like, listen, don't cross this line. I am also one of the guys. I am one of the bros. So that's what's really hard, is to be strategic and objective and ruthless, honestly, at some points, but also still be friends and retain and earn that respect and keep that respect over time. So now, yeah, like our class from like the last 4 years is they started to get on a bit, right? Like I got guys who were probably 23, 24, and even some 24, 25, but now it's, father time catches up, unforeseen injuries. My best center back, left back, first name on the team sheet, guy comes to me and says, hey, I have a degenerative hip issue out of nowhere. I got to retire. I can't play next week. I'm done. I'm like, what are you talking about, man?
Yeah, right.
Like just crushing for him and obviously for everybody. One of our best players, this guy Ben Donovan, was just lights out for a couple of years, and then he got hurt, and then he got hurt again. It was knees and surgeries, and he bounced back, and then finally he got another knock, and then he was like, dude, they basically told me if you want to walk and carry your kids up and down the stairs or potentially even ski and stuff, you have to stop. And so we lost in the last year alone, we lost 9 of our pillars. 9. Because of injuries, moving away, getting married, grad school, you name it. So it's been a wholesale, like,
Rebuilding year.
yeah, like line change, and not necessarily knowing in some cases where those replacements or new guys were going to come from. So, yeah, I mean, if I look at I see it every day, right? It's in the house. I see the pictures they gave me and things like that. I look at that every day when I wake up, and it's like, holy crap, like, oh wow, yeah, he's been gone for 4 years, or wow, he's gone. And then I look at the Open Cup roster, like us even versus say FC Denver, and they've got one guy from back in the day. They've got the center back Joel Miller, and he's the only one. And I've got, from that era, I've still got 5 or 6 of those guys, but I don't have 20 of them.
Yeah, right.
And so yeah, like Trevor, as I mentioned, it's kind of, he'd probably be disgusted for me to say it. Hopefully, he doesn't hear this. But like he was born in '98, and when I saw that, I literally spit my beer out. I was like, "God, you fucking kidding me? Like, am I really that old? Like, that's insane." But then you look, and one of our club captain, he was born in '86, and you go, "Damn, he's still doing this?" Like, and he's doing it well. Like, so it's been, yeah, in a lot of ways a rebuilding and a learning year, because the last 2 years have been hard, where we didn't qualify, and we missed out on winning Copa Allianz and Nationals and certain things that we wanted to do. We won some silverware and all that, but I remember more of the learning experiences than I do all the wins sometimes. You know what I mean?
Sure. All right, so the easy questions are now over, and now is time for the world famous Lupient Automotive Speed Round. What would you say if I told you there was a place where you get a magic flying car? I have not found that place yet, but the great folks at Lupient Automotive are fantastic at finding the right ride that drives on land for you. Head on down to Golden Valley and check out their inventory, or head over to lupient.com for all things car. Okay, so Johnny, here's how the speed round works. There's 10 questions. I cannot move to the next question until you provide an answer. So that's the only rule.
Okay.
I ask everyone, like, do you need to get another beer for this? Like, do you need a stretch? Are you
I'm
good
gonna
to
go
go?
get another one.
All right. Well, why don't you go grab another beer, and then we'll kick back in when you're ready.
Oh no, you can go. You can go.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So first question.
Sure.
You're a Pennsylvania guy, right?
Yeah.
That's actually not the first question. That's part of the first question. What is the first name of this famous 3-time NFL MVP Baltimore Colt quarterback dubbed the Golden Arm, who hails from Pittsburgh?
Was it Johnny Unitas?
It is Johnny Unitas. Question 2. What is the last name of this English poet who has won 15 awards for his Lancashire dialect and lyrical poetry, and by the time of his death in 1978 was listed in the 3rd edition of the Who's Who of the World?
Oh my gosh. In 78, you said? I should know
Yes.
that. I don't. I should know it.
So I'm looking for a last name
There's
here.
only one reason you should know it.
Yeah, there's only one reason you should know it.
It's so funny. I'm good like Jeopardy stuff.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's
Just
not,
throw
it's not a historical figure, obviously. It's not like, I mean, obviously, we started talking about Shakespeare and Dickens and whoever else, but like, am I blanking on this?
Just throw out a last name.
Coleridge.
That is incorrect. It is Nicholas Freeston. So if you're following along at home, we got Johnny Unitas and Nicholas Freeston. So Johnny
Love
Freeston.
it.
We do it with everybody, and no one picks up that when we ask for a first name and then ask for a last name, that it's usually the person we're talking to. Anyways, number
love
3. You're a defender from your playing days, correct?
Yep.
So who was the guy growing up that you pretended you were when you were playing in the backyard?
Oh man. I was a right back, so it was probably Cafu. I loved Cafu from Brazil.
Cafu. Yeah.
I thought he was sick. Everything he did was amazing, and obviously he was successful too. But the guy that I looked up to the most, who I thought probably even now I still think he's the best natural defender of all time, is Paolo Maldini from AC Milan.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Number 4. What's your favorite moment of being a part of Harpos of all time?
Oh man. I think when we beat BYU, that's what I have listed on the website. I'll stick with that. So, we had a pretty good squad, but we weren't expected to win. It was a huge pitch, all the gamesmanship stuff. They turned on the sprinklers when we were warming up. They didn't give us balls to warm up with. The match commissioners were all against us, everybody. They're young and fit. They had a couple guys that were going to go pro. And we basically played, I wouldn't call it Mourinho, but we played our style at the time with the weapons that we had. And then we took them to double OT. And then our keeper, Zach Gibbons, who's still with us, we call him beast mode. And so he saved one of their penalties. He psyched some guy out. He went wide or twice, and then we made all of ours, and we won in front of all their fans. And that was monumental, because that night at the only bar in Salt Lake City that was open past 11 o'clock, that's where we came up with the name. One of our players, Tyler Stratford, came up with the hashtag #BullshitPubTeam.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah, that's my best memory.
So since they turned the sprinklers on you guys, did you leave the water running in the locker room when you left?
Well, there happened to be a whiteboard and there happened to be a pen, and there's a bunch of things that were written that aren't worth saying here. And ironically, some of our guys ended up playing for, at the time, Real Colorado Fox's PDL team. And when they went back, it was still on the board. And took a picture of it and texted us. So yeah,
There's always a whiteboard and a pen. I don't understand why teams let that happen, because I have drawn a penis or two on whiteboards.
yeah.
leaving locker rooms.
No, we always take advantage of having our coolers full of beer and hot boxing. So that's that.
All right, so number 5, if you're stranded on a desert island and you could have one condiment for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh man, that's insane. One?
Yeah, just one condiment.
Carini's
seems-
Italian dressing from Meadville, Pennsylvania. It's the best Carini Italian dressing I've ever had in my life.
I like it. Very specific. Our goalkeeper coach immediately said relish, and which is the weirdest
Sweet
thing ever.
relish too.
Yeah, I know, right? No wrong answers, but that was definitely wrong.
That's rough, dude. Don't want to be on the island with you, buddy.
Right, exactly, yeah. All right, so number 6. Harpo was a Marx brother. Name one of the other Marx brothers.
Groucho.
Can you name more than Groucho?
Harpo, Groucho. I want to say Max or Leopold, but I know I'm making stuff up. They're German.
Those are all incorrect.
You got Groucho.
I mean, yeah, Groucho, but that one's easy. All right, number 7. Everyone gets a would you rather question. So yours is, would you rather go back to age 15 and know everything you know right now, or be able to see 15 years in the future?
Oh man, I'm a history major, so I'm a history major. I'd say go back.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, what I could do with the knowledge I have right now as a 15-year-old.
Oh, dude, I don't know, man. It's a hot tub time machine. I'm doing it.
Exactly. All right, so number 8. Who is the one squad that you would like to put your guys up against?
I mean, I mean, if it's fantasy, then the new documentary that's on Pep in Barcelona, that dream team, I would love to play that team. They'd be the best teams that were around, and didn't matter the style, if they crafted, if they're bigger, they're faster, all that stuff. I mean, they're arguably one of the best teams ever at any level. I want to play them.
So like I said, there are no wrong answers, but the right answer would have been Minneapolis City. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Well, that might happen anyway, might it?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Right. All right, so number 9, do you have your phone handy?
Yeah.
All right, so go to your pictures and scroll back 5 pictures, and what is it a picture of?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on. I hit the wrong button. Hold on. It's a picture. It's a video of me screaming out loud on the way to training on Wednesday night, singing Van Halen Panama. It's on Classic TV on Sirius XM. I was just driving and it came on and I was like, man, I'm like, I'm going to tape myself doing it. So that was it.
Nice. All right, so last question. If you were the president of the USSF, what's the one thing you'd change in soccer?
Get rid of pay to play.
Nice. That's a great answer.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well. All right, man. Well, Johnny, we really appreciate you joining us and hope that one of these days we can finally lock horns with you guys on the pitch and then clearly rip it up in whatever town that happens in.
Yes.
But good luck this weekend in the Open Cup. You know, I think obviously I'm hitching my wagon to the Harpos, and maybe we'll end up in the same region since we were locked in with New York last year. Maybe we'll end up out west for our regional qualifier. But really appreciate it, man, and looking forward to continuing our connection as we move forward.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure and great to meet you. And yeah, I look forward to ideally collaborating. And thanks for the good luck, man. It's going to be a battle. One game at a time.
Right.
All right. Thanks, Johnny.
All right.
Thank you.
Cool. That is all for this week, folks. Big thanks to Johnny from Harpos for joining us. And as always, thank you so much to our sponsor, Summit Brewing. The weather is starting to turn and it's bonfire season. And you are now in luck because Summit was thinking of you with their newly released bonfire box. And Nate, it's almost like they said, can we make a collaboration of our beers and put it together just for John Bisworm? Because they did. Thank you so much, Summit, for thinking of me. The name speaks for itself with the bonfire box, so head down to your local liquor store and buy 6 of them today. Summit Brewing, a more meaningful brew since 1986. If giving back to the community means a lot to you, maybe it's time to give to the club that loves to give back. Minneapolis City is a 501c3 that provides a safe, reliable, and fun environment for young people to play the beautiful game. Look for us this summer out playing with kids in the parks and community centers around the city, and consider a tax-deductible donation to a truly city-focused organization. Memberships are now available for 2019.
Yes.
I can't believe I'm saying it. It's just around the corner of the season. They're on sale right now. $60 gets you a ticket to every home game, including any preseason or Open Cup games, and maybe even one against the Harpos, Nate.
That would be so cool.
It also gives you the fancy new membership scarf, the cool little credit card ticket thing, and some and much more that has yet to be released. So visit mplscitysc.com for more information. If you want to, it's very easy. Jake did it. Bryn does it all the time. To hit us up with questions, you can do so on Twitter at The People's Pitch or through email at mcscpodcast@gmail.com. All questions, comments, and concerns are welcome. And we remember, we might feature... Wait, hold on.
If we remember to check the email.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Clearly, we have our shit together.
Clearly, we've had whiskey.
Yeah, exactly. And a few of the bonfire box treats as well. Anyways, if we remember, we might feature it on the show. Man, it really falls apart every show at this close. That is all for this week, folks. Once again, we leave you with our house MC, Miles Sockman Willis, a.k.a. Melays, with an original track for you called Loco. I am John. That was Johnny. That is Nate. Until next time, fam, you got hoofed.
Got a lot of the ball lately, balling on them like a ball bearing. Solo local pulling hair, crazy. Run the show like I ran errands. Soon start going bald, maybe. People staring whatever I'm wearing. Wanna make you a star, baby. Chromosomes are the perfect parent. She way more than alright. Bad bitch in her genotype. Damn right, I'm tryna pipe. Only ride if it settles right. So high that settle like goosebumps from the linen. Goosebumps cause she's sinning. Touch her ink, that's hinting. Drop the tape like I'm finished. I should live in Finland. Couple homies speak Finnish. Pen a drug, penicillin. My pocket pissing is spilling. My inner drive at the ceiling. Despicable how I'm feeling. Millions like minions. Rap star/rap czar. Built a team support not far. They bring the whole PR. If only a sliver in my health bar. Underdog the way I come back. Overcast make them run laps. In the club raining cats and dogs. Where the fuck the umbrellas at? Where? Shooting magic bullets, know I got the juice. Got a big head, need a wider noose. Can't feel my face, still it's kinda loose. Been the truth, not to the proof. Chain look like glitter glue. Other chain got a darker hue. Take a cruise, tip the whole crew. Whole fridge from Whole Foods. I'm rock hard, stoned off lime. First time that she rock climb. Treat me like some rock candy. Now she wants a rock wine. Well worded with a slight slang. She the same cause her tongue rang. Throw shade when she sunbathed. 50 bands with my art hang. Just some G's and G events. She feelings chillin', we just venting. Speaking French, inhaling Frenchies. Trying to get the dream eventually, even if it takes a century. I don't wanna be a Benji. Decree to lead the gentry. People starving, truckers, Bentley money, we greeted. And we pat down for the entry. Each assembly, what? If they don't want us, then fuck it, they're lost. Team on my back, I still carry the cross. About what I like, care less about the cause. Writing with diamonds, I'm like Robert Frost. Life is a movie, the scene is just saw. You at the dentist, I'll leave you in awe. Tell you what it is, laid on the law. Flicking you off while I'm rolling the raw.